that they haven't got under control yet. Okay. I'm just numb. I don't even know how I feel. I'm just numb. And how would I afford a cremator? And I don't have no say-so in it. Edward's gonna freaking take over everything. I won't even be allowed to go to the funeral because he'll have to pay for it. She didn't have no life insurance. I got life insurance on her, but I didn't know that she was in that condition. I thought she had about 20 more years. So I don't have any money to pay for it. Now, I checked around that place like scammed me real bad about Grandma. And I can get her cremated probably for about $2,000, between $1,500 and $2,000. But she won't be able to have a funeral. She was my friend. She was my aunt. And I can remember being 4 or 5 years old. She worked at a restaurant called Jerry's. And I was so scrawny, bony back then, and weak that I wasn't strong enough to open the door. And I'd run up there, and I had a bad seizure when I was 4. And I had to relearn how to talk, and I couldn't pronounce stuff. I had real bad trouble pronouncing words. And I'd call her, she wanted us to call her Aunt Jean. And I would call her Dean Dean. And I'd run up there, I can remember it. I would run up there to the door and go, Aunt Dean Dean, Aunt Dean Dean. And she'd get me some chicken legs from the buffet. That's all I'd eat. And she'd tear it up, and I would eat it. And I've lived with her. Look, I have lived with her most of my life. Dean Dean. I call her Aunt Dean Dean, but it was Aunt Jean, Jean. My middle name is her middle name. From what the hospital told me, my aunt died at 6:30 tonight. So she's dead. Go lay your ass down now. Quit getting into stuff. You already chewed up my only cup that I had. I just hate him so bad for taking her from me. Now, my uncle has not confirmed it, so I'm going to wait before I put out and tell everybody that she's really gone until he confirms it. Because, like I said, I'm not allowed to have any information, and the operator's the one that went on the other screen and told me. I appreciate y'all being here for me, I really do. But nothing is going to help me. Even if he goes to prison for the rest of his life for what he's done, nothing will ever help me get over this. I'll never get over it. I will never get over my grandma dying. I will never get over anything that's ever happened to me in my life. That's not the kind of person I am. It hurts forever. I suffer forever. I never get over it. I get better at hiding it from everybody else. But I can't get over it. I can't stop thinking about it. I just stop talking about it because I feel like I bother people with it. No. The hospital told me my aunt died. I didn't even get to say goodbye. I didn't even get to talk to her. Couldn't talk to her. And, she's all I had. She was the grandma to my kids after my mama died. Her husband taught my oldest daughter how to walk. Hold on a minute, I gotta blow my nose, y'all. I'm crying. My daughter loved her. She used to sleep in bed with her. When she was little, she'd call her Nana. She was her Nana. Me and my aunt would go to town. At 1:30 in the morning. And go eat at Wendy's or Taco Bell. And she'd pester me for a pack of freaking smokes. And I hope I'm wrong. And I hope he calls and says they just moved her somewhere and that they're wrong. It's just an error in their computer. Because I don't think I can deal with this. I really hope I'm wrong. No, it's not okay. I don't. My aunt it's like I've always been, just a free spirit. And she's crazy and she's got a mean streak in her. But she had such a beautiful soul. She did. She never intentionally done anything to hurt anybody. I can remember her. She's so weird, like me. I'm weird too. We got along so well because we was two weirdos. She loved to look through the clover patch for hours just to find a 4-leaf clover. She would sit there for hours at the time, every time she'd come over to my great-grandma and grandpa's. My brother starved her to death. It damaged her liver, kidneys, and heart. She had a heart attack. She was locked in a room for 2 months without food or water, having to shit in a bucket. She weighed 60. I used to call her Friend Owl. She reminded me of the old Hoot Owl off of Winnie the Pooh. She knew every damn thing. But I'd call her and say, "Hello, Clarice." Is the lamb still crying? She'd call me and say the same thing, or I'd call and wake her up in the middle of the night just to aggravate her. And I'd call her and say, "Hey, do you want to build a snowman?" She said no. Yeah. I don't know what his charges will be. Go on now. We have millions of good memories and pictures. And that's why it hurts so freaking bad. And it'll always hurt. No, they ain't found him as far as I know. I don't know. But I hope that they just moved her and they just got it wrong in the computer. And he'll call me in the morning and tell me they've moved her somewhere and she's doing a lot better. More better than what we thought. And I hope that they just made a terrible error with what they told me. I highly doubt it, but I will let everybody know for sure tomorrow. I'm sure I'll get a phone call, and I'm sure I won't get any sleep tonight. He's a freaking devil. That's why. This has been the second person that he's unalived. He got away with it the first time. He figured he'd get away with it the second time. He gets away with everything. Don't do that to myself. My grandmother and her meant so much to me. I may not have meant a lot to them, but they meant so much to me. I spent my adult life after I lost my children taking care of both of them. And it hurt so damn bad. My aunt was like my freaking mom. And so was my grandma. I lived there in the living room with them. Norma was on the left side on the couch. Grandma's bed was against the wall this way. Norma was over here and I was right there. We slept in the same freaking room every single day for 5 or 6 years together. And I used to go and sit and pester her on the couch. She'd go, "Go away now, leave me alone." And she just gone. Somebody took her from me. Somebody robbed me of her. And it's not fair. She's supposed to be here until her 80s or 90s. She's not supposed to be unalived at 60 years old. My whole life is not fair, but I was hoping against all odds that she would recover and me and her could go to Dairy Queen and get something to eat. It just feels like a dagger in my soul. And I blame myself so badly. My aunt was found locked in a room that was built onto a mobile home that I own with my half-sibling, and he lived there. He didn't even want me there. And she'd been there for 2 months. He'd been gone for 2 months without medicine, without food, without water, without a way to use the bathroom. He took her phone away from her. She had a heart attack. She starved almost to death, damaged her heart, her liver, and her kidneys. And she passed away. And if you're going to be rude to me, I will block you. All losses are hard. All loss is hard for me. I lost my baby. I lost my grandma. And now I lost my aunt. And I just want to give the freak up. I lost my kids. My marriage fell apart. He was a dick. Self-centered dick. No. My childhood was a freaking nightmare. My mom died. My dad died. He never wanted nothing to do with me. My mom was just a fun time that he had. And I was just an accident, he said. I'm always alone. I've been alone my whole damn life. That's why I had an eating disorder when I was younger. I loved my family so much. My mother, I loved her so much, and she couldn't even stand me. She said I made her sick to her stomach. And I love my Aunt Jean. I done everything I could for her. Spent a lot of time with her. She done some stuff for me too. And I love my mama. And it's not fair. It's not fair. I don't know. I don't know how my mother done half the shit to me that she done. What a good conscience. But I hope I'm wrong. And I hope the hospital woman was wrong. But I don't feel like it's wrong. Get out of shit! Whatever you're into. I've let my heathen dogs out, and they're in here in the shit. I can hear them over there in the kitchen. Get out of there! I can't breathe. No. Technically, yes, but no, I don't have any siblings. If I had a brother or sister, they would be there for me, and they wouldn't have unalived my aunt. I'm sore. I had surgery yesterday, so contrary to popular belief, even though that it was done inside the doctor's office, when you have pieces of your cervix cut off to biopsy, it is called a surgical procedure, and you have to go through the surgical protocol and tell them 15 different times and sign 16 different consents for them to be able to do it and do pregnancy tests. Yep. So I already got my results back. They said that chances of it mutating and turning into full-blown cervical cancer was low, but we're going to do another biopsy in December and a pap. So they're going to schedule my 12th cervical biopsy in December. My 12th. That's what I said, 12th. Not 1, not 2, not 6, but my 12th. I'm so sore. Not supposed to lift over 5 pounds. I've got a list of shit that I'm not allowed to do. And in a couple of weeks, I can return to do normal activities. So, I know a lot of people say it's not a big deal, but when you got lupus, everything's a fucking big deal. I'm so sore. No, I don't freaking work. I'm disabled. But that don't matter anyway. My whole fucking world's falling apart right now. And I don't even know how to feel, what to think, what to do. It don't matter if you work, if you don't work. Everything's just fucking shit. Excuse my French, but it is. Yeah, I have lupus. And I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have 2 different autoimmune system diseases. So when I have procedures done, no matter how minor, I've got weeks of recovery. That's what the hospital said. I'm waiting for my uncle to call me in the morning. The dreaded phone call. I hope I'm wrong, and it's my aunt calling me instead of him. Saying, hey, she got stable enough and they sent her home. I highly doubt that when she was comatose. Go lay down now. I'm going to put you up if I have to tell you again. I'm going to be put up anyway because, you know. My Aunt Jean, yep, died. Well, do you have a lawyer? Because that's the only way I got mine. They denied me every time without an attorney. You got to have a freaking lawyer. You have to give them part of your money. Well, maybe you should find another lawyer. I ain't trying to be mean about it, but obviously that one's not doing what he's supposed to. Or you should fire him and get you another one better one. So my wiener dog is trying to rape my other 2 dogs. Excuse me, essay my other 2 dogs because I have 2 girl dogs on the bed in heat and she's a weirdo. So that's why she is pestering me. They told me that she passed at 6:30 tonight. She's pervert. I've got myself a freaking migraine. Getting so damn upset, my blood pressure's up. You can tell by how red my face is. Is it Mother Nature? Let's see. Let's read this rude comment that nobody else can say. Are your dogs spayed? It's It's Mother Nature. Is your dog spayed? Ain't none of your fucking business. Did you pay to have them spayed? If you didn't, then they're probably not. It don't mean they're going to get pregnant and they're 15 years old, and I'm not having my 15-year-old dog spayed to satisfy you. Disability's hard to fucking get. And once you get it, it's hard to damn keep. And people keep asking me what my damn disability is. It's none you. It's none you. None you damn business. Everybody all up in your damn business. It ain't nobody's business what my disability is that I've had since I was 16. It ain't not. If it's a crazy check, which it's not, or physical disability or whatever, it ain't none of nobody's business. Everybody's always in your business about something. Do you work? No. If I worked, I'd be fired because guess what? I ain't got no damn car and I couldn't get there. My back is screwed and tattooed, and that's... I tell you one thing, I feel like somebody used me as a human pinata, but the good thing is that my vagina swelling has went down to the point that it's not like excruciating painful to sit on my ass. But I'm about to turn on some kind of cartoon on Netflix and burrito myself up and watch cartoons of anime. And remember my aunt bitching about me watching cartoons of anime, and she didn't like them and wanted to watch freaking Law and Order, and I hated that shit. Somewhere in here, there's a mod. Anime cartoons. Chinese cartoons where you have to read the subtitles. The hospital said she died. Yes, you are. No, I don't like all cartoons. I like some things. I don't have that. I wish. I can't afford fancy shit like that. I got Netflix. That's all I pay for. And I watch free shows. Why do you want to read? Because I like to hear things in other languages that I can't understand so I can read the subtitles. It makes you, look, you're reading and watching TV at the same time. It keeps your mind sharp. I like foreign films too. I like the Japanese films where they're tied up on strings and flying through the air and beating the hell out of each other. I'm a weird person. I don't like Family Guy. He's alright. Lois, Brian, and the talking baby. Stewie, is that what his name is? Simpsons. I don't really like that stuff. I'll watch it, but I don't really like that stuff. Now, South Park, I did love South Park for a while. Look, if you read subtitles while you're watching cartoons, and you're reading a book that moves. So that means that you're reading and you're not watching a cartoon. And it means you're smart. What's 988? What is that? What does that mean? Y'all do the abbreviations to me all the time. I don't even know what the hell that means. You know what's the shit? Demon Slayer anime. Oh, Lord. Well, I almost done something really stupid tonight to somebody that really deserved it, so we're both in the same boat. I can't tell y'all on here because it might incriminate me later. But I decided that I'd let karma sort it out because I ain't John Wick and I'd go to jail. But I so would like to be John Wick for a minute. Not as cold as some people's hearts. No, I ain't gonna let God handle it. I'm gonna let karma handle it and law enforcement, because if I handle it, I'm gonna go to jail, and orange is not my new color. But I would so like to tie some people up and make them a human pinata and just beat them until I got tired and see if candy would fall out of them. They deserve it too. I'm sure I can make some candy fall out. Thank you. I think that everybody that does evil in this world deserves to go downstairs. That's where I call it, downstairs to hell. I'm not judging them. I'm not telling them where they're gonna go. I'm saying where they need to go. And the people that they torment on this earth should be allowed to pick their punishment for all eternity. And I know exactly what I would pick for said people. I should be allowed to pick my tormentor's torment for all eternity. And I tell you what I would pick for one of them. To be peeled like a grape every hour. And for one, I would pick the pineapple thing like Hitler on Little Nicky. And if he picked the small one, then he'd have to go back and pick a bigger one. By the way, Adam Sandler played Little Nicky, so you can assume how that movie went. And the third one, I would want him to feel everything that he made me feel when he was tormenting me over and over and over and over again for all eternity. All the feelings of it. And how it felt when my child passed away. That's what I would pick for my tormentors. The hospital said that she died at 6:30 p.m. I hope that they're wrong, because my uncle ain't called, so. Yep. I called to see if maybe she was awake or I could talk to her, and they said that she was deceased and been discharged. I don't know. Maybe it's a mistake in the system. Maybe she just discharged. I hope to God I don't see him before the law gets him. I'm not responsible for my actions. For scratching somebody's eyeballs out. My aunt and me, we haven't been close the last 4 or 5 years like we used to be, but as soon as I moved back to Crane Hill, it's like we never missed a beat. Me and her to go wet lights and get something to eat. I took her to Sonic to get something to eat in town. She wouldn't go to the Christmas lights with me. She'd be in a butthole. I'm not calling my uncle. It's too late at night. I'm scared to call him. I don't want to know. I dread when he calls me tomorrow. He'll call me tomorrow. I just feel it in my bones he will. And I don't want him to say it. I don't want him to say it, because when he says it, then it's real. Right now it ain't real. As soon as he says it, not in the middle of the night. I don't even know if it happened at night and he had went home and went to bed. He goes to bed very early. I don't even know if he knows it. Because he goes to bed with the chickens. But my uncle goes to bed with the chickens. The hospital said my aunt died at 6:30. Because he gets up at 4:30 and goes to work. Well, the lady felt sorry for me because I was wanting to check on my aunt. So she told me over the phone. That's why I didn't ask. It was the switchboard woman. She's able to go inside the computers. The nurse won't tell me shit because I don't have the family code. So I'll just patiently wait. You look like Madonna. I don't look like damn Madonna. If I did, I'd have billions of dollars in a freaking bank and I wouldn't be living in a damn mobile home that needs to be remodeled. I am single like Madonna. Probably be single the rest of my life, but you know, it is what it is. Me and my aunt and my grandmother were supposed to move to this farmhouse, and me and her and Norma watched the cowboys work it while we drank our sweet tea on the porch and fanned ourselves. And that's never gonna happen now. Yeah. Yeah, I need a family code. That's the dumbest shit in the world. I know that they're using it to like get our medical information to see if we've had smortions. But I'll be glad when they get rid of that HIPAA bullshit. That way I can just call and check on somebody without having to have a number. Well, she did, and I'm glad she did. No, I don't. Somebody needed to tell me. Edward's pretty much cut me out of everything. Please stop asking me that. Over and over again. Everybody don't have people. She suffered and starved for 2 months. Her hair fell out. It damaged her organs. Her skin was stuck to her bones. She suffered in such agony, trapped in there like a prisoner, and then passed away at the hospital. And he's out here eating, running around, buying him whatever he wants, getting high. Living his best freaking life. While she's down there starving to death, locked in a dark room full of garbage, having to shit and piss in a bucket. My brother is responsible. I'm just sick. I know I've got y'all. I'm just sick to my freaking stomach. And she was my friend. And we may not have had a perfect relationship, but I loved her so much. No, me, cowboy than you. He made himself responsible because he wanted to steal her Social Security check. Yeah. I hope he rots in hell. I ain't calling nobody. I've got to try to process all this. I don't know how. My aunt was found locked in a back room, unable to move or get up, severely emaciated, starved. She'd been locked in there for 2 months without any access to the phone. And even when my aunt was not starved, she had COPD really bad and had breathing problems and mobility problems. And she couldn't walk very far. And my uncle's mobile home was at least 150 yards from where they found her, in the back of that mobile home that's run down, that didn't have any utilities, in that back built-on room. She couldn't have walked that far. Even if she was able to get out of the house and walk, she couldn't have walked that far. I don't care nothing about her money. I don't. I don't care if it's 50 cents. I don't care if it's $5,000. Nobody has the right to abuse somebody like that and for money. To take their life for money. It don't matter what it is. That life is more precious than any money in this world. So the ambulance took her to the hospital. He took her life. He took her from me. He took my aunt from me that loved me. That I loved her. Her brother found her. I still didn't think that he would starve my aunt to death. No, I don't have a mother. He unalived her too. Anthony Smith lives in Coleman, or he did. Coleman, Alabama. I'll take these earrings out for a little while. My ears are hurting. Get out! Coleman, Alabama. These ain't messages. I can't say messages. Coleman, Alabama. But I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. Maybe I can find Anthony. I don't know if his mom still lives over there. I don't know if his mom and him still have a relationship. I wouldn't want to go over there to her house and bother her. She probably don't care nothing about Norma. And I'm weird about that. I have Googled his name. You have to pay for that shit. And I can't afford to pay for it. Anthony Logan Smith. I don't know. He'd be about 60. Look at my above message. I don't see no above message. That's all it says. Look at my above message. Look at my above message. But anyway, I'm going to try to find him. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning when I find out for sure. Y'all have a good night. What, baby? I don't have a baby. Good night.